Hi all, good morning, good evening. Welcome to the demo session of our exclusive training provided by Isha Training Solutions, JMeter Beginner to Master with Groovy, Dynatrace, Kubernetes, Docker, InfluxDB, Grafana, Jenkins, and BlazeMeter. So my name is Chandra. I'll be your trainer for this entire training. So today is our demo session. So let me introduce myself. I have more than 15 years of experience in performance testing and engineering. I have worked on different tools like JMeter, Load Runner, New Load, as well as observability tools like Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Datadog, etc. I have conducted multiple batches of training for on the performance testing tools, on the performance testing processes, as well as the observability tools. My team has already shared the feedback with you all from different groups like the participants who have attended the sessions previously, and you won't believe many of them who have attended the training and without any prior experience on performance testing have also got performance testing projects as well as switched their jobs into the field of performance testing. So with that brief introduction, we'll start the session for today. So today's session is a demo session, which is definitely free of course, guys, uh, free of cost. So before I start the session, I'll request you all to be on mute. So the session is going to be recorded. The recording of the session will be shared with you all. Each and every session is going to be recorded, guys. So in order to maintain the decorum of the session so that we can have the session in a proper way, I'll request you all to be on mute. However, whenever you have any queries, please unmute yourself and ask the query. Okay, ask as many queries as possible, get your queries clarified. And when I'm presenting my screen, I might not be able to see your screen, if you have raised your hand. So please unmute yourself and ask your question. I think someone has asked if I have started sharing my screen. No, I'm not starting my screen currently. I'll start sharing it. I'll let you know when I'm starting, when I'm sharing my screen. Thank you. Yeah, let's make this session interactive, guys. Ask as many questions as possible. And each and every session, I'm going to demonstrate. So definitely in the beginning, we'll have some theory. So for 4 or 5 sessions, there will be some theory, guys. But yes, after that, each and every topic is going to be demonstrated. Everything will be hands-on. Okay, each and every document which I'm going to refer to or I'm going to show in this session will be shared with you all, as well as the interview questions related to each and every topic which I cover. They will be covered. And then after the end of the course, you will be able to complete the JMeter certifications with ease. So the training is completely in line with the JMeter certifications as well. So you can complete these certifications from BlazeMeter. Sorry, someone is not on mute. I'll request everyone to be on mute, please. Clear, everyone? So before I start the session, anyone has any queries till now? Anyone has any queries till now?
Yeah, I have one query. My name is Srinivas. So generally, how long is the sessions? It's about 2 months.
Yeah, we are going to have this session for 2 months. I'll go to the topics in a moment. So the training is very detailed. Each and every aspect will be covered. So we'll be covering these sessions in 45 to 50 hours.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so probably I'll go through the topics, and by that time you will have more of your questions clarified also. So let me start sharing my screen, everyone.
Hello. Hello. Hi,
Yes,
sir. Hello.
tell me.
Yeah. Sir, may I know this course length is 45 to 50 hours, right?
Yes,
Hello.
the course duration is 45 to 50
Hello.
hours. It will be. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me or not?
It how? Yeah. So complete by like how many days?
Sorry, I think you have network issues.
Oh.
I cannot hear you clearly. Others can you hear me loud and clear? Because I'm not able to
Yes.
hear her.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Neha, I
Sir,
think
I
you
just
have.
want to know how many days. Hello.
So
Hello.
I believe you have network issues. Can you please put your message in the chat? I'll respond to it. Yeah, please put your question in the
Sure,
chat.
sure.
Hi.
So
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Please tell me.
Is there any value added for the certificate? Like, I mean, is there any company who are really ask for any certificate, or it's just only like, uh, just for the name purpose?
Definitely, certification is a value add, right? So whatever skill set you have, if you have any certification on that skill set, that is always an added advantage, right? And nowadays, companies can, really go and verify the certificate. So that definitely adds a value to your profile.
Yeah, but it is a JMeter, like it's an open source. Like, I mean, JMeter is just a, like a provisioning provider. But like, I mean, do any company really look for JMeter certificate, for example,
So
from
if you are into, so which skill set are you currently working on?
I'm into testing.
So, but probably not performance testing, right? So if
No.
you had been into performance testing, you would have understood that, the most popular tool in the market or in the industry now is JMeter. Yes, as you rightly mentioned, it is open source. That is why it is the biggest advantage. Okay, so that will be, more more valuable for you. So we'll take the questions at the end. Okay, so let me start the topics which we are going to cover as part of this session, and then we'll have some Q&A session. So let me quickly switch over to the topics which we are going to cover as part of this training guides. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen, everyone. I hope you all can see my screen. Anyone can confirm or give a thumbs up?
Yes, yes.
We can see.
Yeah, I can see. Yes.
You. So you all would have got this link earlier in the WhatsApp group. This link has already been shared for you all to go through, our webpage on this training. So the exclusive training, guys, JMeter beginner to master with Groovy. So we are going to cover Groovy scripting. Dynatrace I'm going to cover. Not the complete Dynatrace. I'll go through the topics. Kubernetes, Docker, InfluxDB, Grafana, Jenkins, and BlazeMeter. And this training is in line with the certifications provided by BlazeMeter. So as I told, after completing this training, you will be able to successfully clear the certifications, as well as there is another JMeter certification from vSkills. You can go for that. So in this, you will be able to find some previous videos, as well as we have the price of the course is rupees 8,900 only. And in the curriculum, you will be able to find the list of topics which you are going to cover as part of this training. So I'll quickly take you through the different topics which you're going to cover as part of this training, everyone. So the same topics you'll be able to find on this web page. So, okay. So first, before going into JMeter in details, I'll explain you about the performance testing also. And already in the group, we have shared some videos on performance testing as well. That they are also very useful videos, everyone. So performance testing is a vast domain, and inside performance testing, we have different tools, right? So I'm going to explain you what is performance testing, why performance testing is required. Okay. Then what are the different types of performance tests which we do? Then next we have the performance testing life cycle. So what are the different phases in the performance testing life cycle I'm going to cover? What are the different activities which we are going to cover in each of those phases? What is the entry criteria, exit criteria for each phase? And every phase has its own challenges, right? So what are the different challenges in each of those performance testing phase we are going to cover? Then we are going to see about JMeter. So history of JMeter, then what are the different protocols supported by JMeter, what are the different features of JMeter. Then before you start using JMeter, what are the prerequisites, what are the steps for installation, so that we are going to see. So Java, so JMeter is a performance testing tool based on the Java programming language. So Java is very much required. So so Java installation, and then we have to do some setup. So we'll see that, guys. Then we'll see how to download JMeter, how to install JMeter, and how to launch JMeter on Windows operating system. So remember, JMeter is platform independent. You can run JMeter on different platform. However, as part of this training, we are going to learn on Windows. Then next we are going to see the browser developer tool. So that is very important, guys, for performance testing. So you have to understand the request, you have to understand the response. So what are HTTP HTML requests, what are embedded resources, what is a transaction or a user action, what is cookie, what is cache, what is user session. So all these things we are going to understand. And then we are going to see the details of HTTP protocol. Okay, so most of the applications, for which you will do the performance testing, you will see that the protocol which will be used will be HTTPS protocol. So I see that there are some hands raised. We'll go through the questions in some time, guys. Let me complete the topics. So these are the introduction part, guys, where we are going to see the introduction to performance testing and JMeter introduction. Next, we will see the topics related to JMeter scripting. One moment, let me admit all. Okay. So in JMeter scripting, first we are going to see what are the major elements of JMeter or the components of JMeter, what are their significance, how to use them. And then we are going to see the HTTPS test script recorder element, everyone. What are its attributes, the significance, and what are the best practices. Then the proxy server. So I'll request everyone. Sorry. I'll request everyone to be on mute, please. Let us not disturb the session. I'll dedicate some time for the question and answers, everyone. Okay. So then the proxy server and JMeter setup, why that is required, I'll explain you guys during the session, and then we'll see how to do the recording from different browsers. So from this topic onwards, guys, from JMeter scripting onwards, everything will be demonstrated. Okay, everything will be hands-on. Then we are going to see the JMeter certificate installation, guys, why it is required. I'm going to explain. Remember, with each topic, I'll also be covering the interview questions. Then we'll see the test script recording and then the certificate regeneration. Next, we are going to see the recording best practices. What are the best practices which you should follow during the script recording with JMeter? And then we have the JMeter directory. We are going to see the different files and folders. And then the JMeter properties file explanation. So there are different properties files in JMeter. I'm going to explain you the different properties files. Then we will see the JMeter plugins manager, how to install and uninstall the plugins. Then we are going to see how to identify the scenarios for performance testing. We're also going to see the transaction flow documentation, end-to-end scenario recording, test script generation. So once you do the script recording and all, how to generate the script, and then we are going to enhance those scenarios, right? So whatever we have recorded, so script recording is not the only activity in test script development, guys. Once you have developed the scripts or once you have recorded the scripts, you have to do the necessary enhancements. Otherwise, if only recording would be, whole criteria of script development, anyone would be a performance tester, right? So once you do the test script recording, we have to do the enhancements. So what are the best practices for JMeter scripting and enhancement? That also we are going to cover. Next, we are going to see the correlation part, parameterization, why they are required, and the concepts. Understand, these are very, very important from interview point of view also, guys. You will definitely get the questions on correlation in a performance testing interview. Okay, I'll also explain in such a way that you will be able to understand it completely and clearly. Okay. So after correlation and parameterization, we will see the examples for correlation and parameterization. So we'll see what is a regular expression in JMeter. I'll explain that during the session, guys. And what is we'll see the regular expression extractor. So basically, this regular expression extractor will be used to do correlation. Okay, so we'll see that. Then we'll see more examples of the regular expression extraction or the dynamic values extraction. So we'll see that, guys. Then CSV dataset config component explanation. So this is another element in JMeter which will be used for parameterization. So we'll see that element in details and how to set up the test data and random CSV dataset config. Next, we are going to see authorization tokens and how to handle the authorization tokens. Then we are going to see the test script development of APIs or web services also, guys. So we are going to basically see the API script development as well as web application script development. Clear, all of you? We are going to see both. And then we'll see what are the scope of JMeter elements and variables, local variables and global variables, what is relative path and absolute path in JMeter. We are going to understand that. Clear, everyone? Okay, so I think we'll take some questions till now because the course content is a bit huge. You might, forget things. So, okay, let us go through the questions. I think Ganesh has raised his hand. Yeah, please tell me your question. Please unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so there was a question that I told like the course duration will be 45 to 50 hours. How many days required? So we will have the session from Monday to Friday, 1 hour for each. So if we have 50 hours, it will take 50 days for the session. And then are you going to give certificate after completion of course? Yes, we will be providing the course completion certificate with Isha Training Solutions. How much deeply in Groovy? I'll come to that. What all topics I'm going to cover in Groovy. And are we covering load testing on DB as well? So I'll explain one of the element in JMeter using which, regarding the JDBC protocol using which you will be able to do the performance testing on DB. But as part of this training, we will not see any live demonstration on the performance testing on database. Okay, clear? Okay, I think so there are some hands raised, but they're not asking questions. Okay, application level one.
Hi, Chandra Pawan this side.
Yes, tell me.
Yeah, I'm audible. I'm audible.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So you have also mentioned, like, as we know, like the JMeter is based on the Java language, right? So do someone also need to like the knowledge of the Java programming language before learning the JMeter?
Very good question. That is a very common question which I get. Having knowledge on Java is good, but it is not mandatory to learn JMeter. Let me repeat. Having knowledge on Java is an added advantage, but that is not mandatory to learn JMeter. Without knowing Java, you also can learn JMeter, do the performance testing. Okay.
And we also actually we know like actually I have some experience with the Postman as well. So in the Postman, like we were using the token rights in the website, we using the tokenization. So these kind of things also we learn in the JMeter as well.
Yes, these all things also can be implemented in JMeter, and I'll cover those topics as well. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
Yes, sir. Like,
For JMeter, is coding required?
Again, that is somewhat related to the previous question. Coding will not be required in all the scenarios. It will be required in complex scenarios only. Okay, so as I told, coding is not mandatory for performance testing. So, but yes, as part of this training, I'm going to cover Groovy also, the Groovy scripting language as part of JMeter. So you will get to know what level of coding is required. But again, it is not mandatory. Only in the complex scenarios, you need to do coding. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
And
Tell
sir,
me.
what is the I know like you will cover everything in the upcoming sessions, but if you can brief information about like what is the exact difference between the JMeter and in the previous slide I have seen like BlazeMeter, I think.
I'll
So
come to that.
what is the difference? Okay.
What is the difference between JMeter and BlazeMeter you are saying, right? I haven't gone to
Yes,
BlazeMeter yet. I'll cover that. Okay.
Hey,
Any other question?
how about like the protocols, WebSocket and gRPC? Are you covering such topics in this one?
No, as part of this training, we'll be only covering web and web services. But yes, we'll go through other elements in JMeter or the other, if you are aware, like the samplers, right? They are used for protocols. So I'll be explaining each and every other sampler. But yes, for live demonstration, we'll be using only web HTTP and web services.
Okay.
We'll develop the scripts for them. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
yes, sir.
Sir, how about the Bincel?
So
No,
I don't.
Bincel is not covered as part of this training. We have Groovy, and Apache Software Foundations recommends Groovy over Bincel. Okay. If you know Groovy, you don't need Bincel. If you know Bincel, you don't need Groovy. You
Then
can leave.
Groovy, how much the deeply actually?
I'll go to those topics. I'll go to those topics. Okay. Yeah. Any other question? I'll take one more question, then I'll switch over to the topics, and at the end of the topics, we'll again do the Q&A, guys. Yeah. Last one question for now.
Yes, sir. I don't have work on the performance testing. So do I need any knowledge prior to that course?
So there are some videos shared by our team, right, in the WhatsApp group. You can go through those videos. But yes, along with that, you can also start learning JMeter, and I'll also cover the performance testing basics, right, in the introduction part. You will get to understand about performance testing as well.
So one more.
The syllabus you have covered, like we can install the JMeter on the Windows. Can we run it on Mac? And are you going to help us to how can we run
Yeah,
that?
I'll help you how to run on Mac also. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay. And sir, are you going to cover how to test the microservices that is cover under the JMeter?
So I'll let you know once at the end of the training about Kubernetes, Docker, and microservices. I'll tell you also how to test or how to do the performance testing with microservices. But as part of this training, I'll not demonstrate any particular microservice. But it is similar to web services. You will get to know that. You will understand that.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll request you all to have your questions with you guys. I'll cover the rest of the topics in the interest of time, and then we'll again come back and take your questions. Okay. Okay, so the next topics which we are going to cover is like BlazeMeter. So I'll tell you like guys in which scenario you need BlazeMeter. So I'll introduce you to BlazeMeter and I'll describe the test script development part in BlazeMeter. So there would be a question in your mind, if we can do test script development with JMeter, why BlazeMeter is required. So I'll explain that as well. And it is an added advantage, guys. So that is why I'll also cover test script development with BlazeMeter. Then I'm also going to introduce you to the world of microservices, Kubernetes, and Dockers. I'll explain you how to do the test script development for microservices as well. I think there was a question on this. So I'll explain you how to develop the test scripts for microservices. Next, we'll go to the remaining topics. So the next one is the JMeter test execution, guys. So in the JMeter test execution, first we'll see about think time and pacing, which is very, very important, guys. And then we'll see the workload model design. Workload model design is very, very important in performance testing. You will definitely get interview questions on this also. I myself, when I ask these questions to people, they are not able to answer. But the way I'm going to explain you, you will be able to clearly understand what is workload model, and you will be able to do that as well. Then we are going to see the test execution in another mode of JMeter, that is non-GUI or CLI mode, and what are the different settings related to that. Then we will understand the test summarizer in details, and how to run a test which is currently running in non-GUI. Okay, so we'll see that. Then how to do the test execution in GUI mode, although it is not preferred, and how to generate the report. So JMeter has the feature to generate the report also, guys. So I will see how to generate the report in different modes of JMeter. Then we'll see what is a JTL file, what is its importance. Next, we are going to see the details of HTML report, guys. What is an HTML report, how to understand it, how to analyze it, those are things we are going to see. Then comes JMeter functions, which is very, very important again. And then we'll see how to parameterize using the P function. So how to parameterize from the CLI mode. Then distributed load testing. This is again very, very important, guys. Master and slave concept. You will get interview questions on distributed load testing that we are going to cover. Then I'm going to tell you how to do the test execution, how to do the test reporting. Then another exclusive part is how to do the test execution with bandwidth throttling that many people do not know. So that is another added topic which I'm going to discuss. Next, once we see the test execution, then we'll go through all the other elements in details. So we'll see what is a thread group, so what test plan, non-test elements, the different types of thread groups, the controller elements, the sampler elements, the config elements. So what are these elements? You will get to know during the training, guys, because there's no point in discussing them now, right? Because whoever is new to JMeter, they will not be knowing that. And because you are attending this training, so I assume you all are new to JMeter. Then we'll see the config elements, the assertion elements, timers, right? Listeners, preprocessors, post-processors. So we are going to see all these elements. Then there are some questions on Groovy. So I'm going to cover the introduction to Groovy, and there is an element in JMeter known as the JSR 223 element. We are going to cover that. Then I'm going to cover some of the topics of Groovy like comments, print, variables, operators, variables, and then the real life examples, guys, for performance testing. So in JMeter, whenever we are going to do performance testing, how are we going to use Groovy? I'll show you the real life examples and the scripting for that. Here, everyone. Next. Then we have Dynatrace. So I'm going to explain the introduction to Dynatrace, how to integrate JMeter with Dynatrace, and also I'm going to cover the different modules, the application observability, the monitoring part inside Dynatrace, whatever is related to performance testing. Okay, how to do the monitoring of front end, how to do the monitoring of the services, how to do the monitoring of the databases. So those all things we are going to see as part of Dynatrace also. And also I'm going to cover the Smartscape topology, everyone. Okay. So whatever is required from performance testing side, I'll cover that in Dynatrace. Then I'm also going to cover the InfluxDB and Grafana integration. So why it is required, I'll explain clearly. So how to do that, guys, and how to integrate with JMeter. And then we have Jenkins integration. So I'm going to cover the pipeline concept, the CI/CD concept, right? How you can run JMeter, or how can you do performance testing in CI/CD? That also I'm going to cover. So these are the list of topics which we are going to cover as part of this exclusive training, JMeter Beginner to Master with Groovy, Dynatrace, Kubernetes, Docker, InfluxDB, Grafana, Jenkins, and BlazeMeter. This URL has already been shared with you all, guys. So I'll request you all to please take out some time, go through this link. You will find the details about this course on this link. So it is already shared in the WhatsApp group. So we'll come back for some more question and answers if anyone has any, and then we will start the topic for today, everyone.
Hi, actually,
Yeah.
my company, as they are, trying to use this JMeter DSL. So, are you covering that topic as well?
Which one are you referring to? JMeter?
DSL.
Can you elaborate that?
JMeter DSL. It is a domain-specific language. Like normally JMeter is a GUI tool, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but like when you save that JMeter, it will be in the JMX, which is in an XML format. So
Yes.
which is not a user friendly for the developer reviews. Like for example, if multiple people working on those things, so you can't do the I mean, like in the Git, you can't review the code. So the JMeter DSL is something like where you can have use the same JMeter.
So you are basically saying that how to use JMeter in the form of a code, right? So that is what your question is. But yes, so the JMeter DSL will not be covered as part of this training.
My question. So okay, so you're not covering that. Okay.
Yeah. Because that really is an advanced topic and which will not be required in most of the cases.
Okay. I mean,
yeah,
it's a perspective. Yeah.
Any other questions, anyone? There are a few hands raised. If you want to ask any questions, you can.
Are we covering the mobile performance testing over here?
No, mobile performance testing is not part of this training.
Okay, so you mentioned that in the Kubernetes. So what exactly we are learning with related to the Kubernetes?
I'll introduce you to Kubernetes. I'll explain you what is Kubernetes, what is the architecture, and also that will be a brief introduction, so you'll understand the concept. So we'll dedicate 1 day of session to Kubernetes.
Okay.
Yeah. So because nowadays in the projects we have the usage of Kubernetes, Docker, CI/CD, right? But I have seen people not acquainted with them. They're not means you will see people not aware of the term also, right? So I'm making them aware. I'm making them market ready, so they are aware of the current trends, right?
Yeah. So, because I have some knowledge on the Kubernetes, so I was wondering like, okay, what exactly we are learning related to the JMeter. Okay,
yes.
So I'm just interested on that one. Yeah.
Sure. Any other questions, anyone?
Yeah. Do we require API knowledge to start performance testing?
Sir, can you please be a bit louder?
Yeah. Do we require any API knowledge to start with performance testing?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
You don't need any prior knowledge during the performance testing of APIs or how to develop the test scripts. I'll cover that in detail, what to gather and all. Okay, what knowledge you need on that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, there is another question. While executing the scenarios, only you will be giving demo or will be performing with you at the same time. Okay, so during the sessions, guys, I will be demonstrating, but yes, I'll be recommending you to go back, practice all the things, because whatever I'm going to demonstrate, I'll also share you the applications. Basically, you will install those applications on your local systems, and I'll also guide you on how to install JMeter and all. So you'll be able to do the hands-on on your local systems. Okay. Someone is asking, JMX is XML file, how JMeter save your test plan? So in the backend, it is XML basically. So you can use your JMX file in the JMeter tool. Okay, we'll see that. In different modes, you can use that. You can use it for distributed testing, all those things.
One question I have is,
Yeah.
while you are giving demo, we are doing hands-on. How much generally load we generally use for the class? It's like 50 users,
No,
100
you will
users.
not be, when I'm doing these sessions,
Okay.
if you want, you can do the hands-on in the background, but will not be dedicating any time for the hands-on. So as part of this training, because the course content is used, there are a lot of topics, will not be able to dedicate time for hands-on. So I'll, provide all the details. Once the session is over, you go back, do the hands-on, and how much load you have to simulate and all, I'll guide you on that during the sessions, okay? Because it will depend on the configuration of your system. Understood?
Okay.
You
Yeah,
cannot put
sure.
any load you want.
Okay. One more query. Suppose when we do hands-on, when you are not there, suppose we have queries. So the next session, you will keep some time to clear our queries?
Yes, definitely. In the next session, I'll have time for queries. I'll always ask the queries, resolve them, and then start the session. Also, whenever you are facing any issues, you will reach out to me on WhatsApp group, and I'll be responding to you guys.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, anyone?
Yeah, okay.
Is there any real application or demo application?
We'll not be using any real project applications, right? So we'll be using the applications means for those are our, there will be some sample applications which will be using, and there will be some other applications which are used for, practicing JMeter and all. So those applications will use. So I cannot demonstrate any real project application, right, due to confidentiality.
I have a question.
But you will get to know all the concepts. You will understand all the concepts, whatever I'm going to cover.
I have a question. You mentioned that JMeter is a Java application, and you also mentioned Groovy. How is Groovy related to JMeter?
So Groovy is a scripting language, right? So using the Groovy scripting language, you can accomplish the different tasks, right? The Groovy scripting language will be helpful for you to do the different operations in JMeter, which might not be, you might not be able to do that with the features provided in JMeter. So using Groovy, you will be able to do that. We'll see that in more details.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, anyone? Please ask your questions, everyone, if there are any questions.
Yes, sir. One quick question. Like you mentioned, we cannot we are not going to show the real application. So, sir, like how come we get to know like the load testing is getting performed on any application? Like how?
No, that I'll show you. I'll see when someone asks real application. Sometimes people ask real application. So real application means they think that okay, some project
We will not know?
applications. So I'll not demonstrate any application which is being used in the different projects. That we cannot do, right? That is confidential.
Okay.
So we'll be using applications. Otherwise, how will you do? How will you see the demonstrations, right? We'll be using the applications. All the tests, whatever will be done, will be shown, and you will be able to understand each and every concept, whatever is going to be covered as part of the training.
Okay, it's a practical we are going to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, anyone?
So actually, like I am working on this one-off project. So that project had to come within 30 days. Like the company has given like 30 days for the learning the thing. So where I am facing that when I am capturing the script from the BlazeMeter, I'm not getting exactly what to include and what not to include. So are we able to like give some progress and within 30 days from this course?
Within 30 days, you want to learn
Yeah.
BlazeMeter? That's what you're asking?
No, JMeter, like we need to run the script on like 1 lakh users. Yeah.
within by 30 days, you would have already known how to develop scripts in JMeter. We would have already completed the topics for developing the scripts. But for a single person, I cannot go fast, right? I have to go by the pace so that I can cater to each and every participant, right?
No. What I'm asking is like within 30 days, like, are we able to come up with some progress to show them like we done this much? Like,
If, as I told you, we will already complete. We would have already completed test script development by the end of 30 days.
yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so I think there are no more queries. We'll start with the topic, guys, for today. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you.
Yeah, yes.
Yes. Okay, guys. So we are going to start with our exclusive training, JMeter Beginner to Master with Groovy, Dynatrace, Kubernetes, Docker, InfluxDB, Grafana, Jenkins, and BlazeMeter. I will give you some hints, okay? Some pointers. Please think and let me know that which category of testing they basically fall into. Okay, this is pretty easy, guys, pretty simple. But yes, to break the ice, okay, we'll have some pointers. Let's say you have the exam results publication, the day on which the exam results are going to be published. So in order to simulate that kind of scenario, right, what kind of testing will you require? Tatkal ticket booking. So whoever is from India, they would be clearly aware of this Tatkal ticket, right? But whoever is not from India, guys, so just for your information, Tatkal tickets means it is a facility of the Indian Railways to book emergency tickets. Okay, so one day before of your journey, you can book emergency tickets. E-commerce application having a festive sale. So like in the US, we have the Black Friday sale, right? Similarly, in India also, we have different days of the year when we have the festive sales. So these are some pointers, okay, for some scenarios. Let me go to the other types of tests or scenarios. Basically, if at all you think that will the infrastructure work in production, so whatever infrastructure you have designed, whatever infrastructure you have built, is that infrastructure going to work in production or not? How will my data center operate in an earthquake? Okay, this is another scenario, right? Next, guys, okay, nowadays this is very, very important. So people have question in mind: can my application be hacked? Can there be data security breach? Can malware be introduced into my application? Okay, and then will my application be compatible with different browsers? Can my application be accessed by differently abled persons? So can you all tell me, can you all think and tell me that the different scenarios which I have provided, right? The different scenarios which I have provided, or in the left top corner, then we have the right top corner, left bottom corner, right bottom corner. What all kind of different testing will you do, okay, in order to cover these kind of scenarios? Let us go to the left top corner first. What kind of testing will you do, everyone?
Functional testing.
Functional testing. So I'm getting some answers. Someone said functional testing. Okay.
Load testing.
Okay. Another answer is load testing. Okay.
This will be non-functional testing, spike or load.
You said non-functional, right? Very good.
Right.
Okay. Good. So in that you are saying spike or load.
Load testing.
Okay.
Load testing.
All under comes
All under comes in non-functional testing, and the left side
All
first
under
will be an
all means,
comes under
are you saying the, sorry?
all the core section.
All the boxes you are
Comes under,
saying?
comes under non-functional testing, but in the left side
Very
at the top,
good.
it will be in the performance.
All the 4 boxes, guys, will come under non-functional testing. Very good answer. But yes, for others, again, so left top corner, we have load test, spike test, again load test. Okay, very good. Let us go to the left bottom corner. Will my infrastructure work in production? Data center operations in an earthquake. What kind of testing will you do, guys, to verify?
It is kind of disaster recovery scenario, failover testing.
Very good. So you are giving examples: disaster recovery, DR, failover. Very good. So that is basically operational acceptance or operational readiness, right? I'm verifying whether my application is going to operate properly in production or not, right? Okay, we'll come to that. Then right top corner, I think everyone will be able to answer this.
Security testing?
Sorry?
Security testing.
Security testing.
Security
Okay.
testing.
Security testing.
But
Right
sir,
bottom
we have
corner.
one catch.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me. I'm listening you.
Yeah. So that, sir, one catch is there without functional testing. How can we perform non-functional testing? Until the application is not working properly, so we don't do the NFR, means the performance testing, right?
Anywhere have I mentioned that my application is not stable here? I'm just giving you some scenarios. For those scenarios,
Okay,
what
got it,
kind
got
of
it.
testing will you do, right? Here, nowhere I have mentioned that my application is not stable and all, right? So I'm just giving you some scenarios. You see, the left top corner, those scenarios which I have mentioned, festive sale, catch the hints, right? Exam results publication, right? Tatkal ticket. Otherwise, I would have gone for normal ticket booking, right? Tatkal ticket or emergency tickets. Okay, so catch those pointers. Okay, right bottom corner, everyone. What kind of testing will you do?
Compatibility and usability.
Compatibility. Okay. Any more specific answer, anyone?
A browser compatibility. You need to
Very good.
Cross-browser testing.
Yeah, cross-browser
Global
testing
safety.
or cross-browser testing or browser compatibility testing. Correct answer. This the second point, can the application be accessed by differently abled person? Sorry?
Usability.
User
Which one?
acceptance testing.
No, not user
Usability
acceptance.
Permission.
Usability.
Usability
No, not
testing.
Accessibility
no, not
test.
Usability.
someone
Accessibility.
is saying usability. No, not usability, guys.
Yeah.
It's
I
accessibility
think
test.
someone answered accessibility,
Yes, yeah.
right? Very good, guys. So this is basically performance. So some answers I got is load, spike. They all are subset, guys, of performance. Understood? This is operational readiness, ORT, or operational acceptance. This is security. And I think someone is trying to join the call. Okay. And then we have browser compatibility and accessibility, guys. Now, why I've given all these, right? When our focus is on performance testing, all these type of testing come under a common umbrella. Understood, everyone? All these type of testing will come under a common umbrella, which is known as non-functional testing. Okay, so we have functional testing and we have non-functional testing. In functional testing, our basic objective is that I give one input, right? In functional, I'm telling you about functional now. I give the input, right? Basically, then this is my application. I get some output. I want to verify with a specific input I'm giving, what is the output I'm getting. I don't understand what is the logic here, right? I don't bother what the application is doing. I'm just verifying what is the expected output based on my input. Or we also call it as black box testing, right? Functional testing. How an application should behave, right? How an application functionality is behaving correctly or not. Functionality, the business flow, the user flow, that we verify in the functional testing. But the other type of testing is the non-functional testing, where we verify the non-functional aspects of the application, everyone. We are trying to see how the application is performing, not behaving, how the application is performing, right? So in non-functional testing, we have different type of sub testing. Okay, so they are performance testing. So one category of non-functional testing is performance testing, site reliability testing, or we can also call it as operational readiness or the operational acceptance test. So whatever sites we are going to build, right, our production infrastructure we are going to build, how reliable they are. Security testing, right, we are verifying the security aspects of our application. Browser compatibility testing and accessibility testing. So all those scenarios, all those hints which I provided in the previous slide, they all are related to non-functional testing and they fall under these categories of testing. Any queries, anyone?
Sir, you have mentioned something operational readiness testing. This is not covered in the 5 types. Which is that one?
So it is covered under site reliability.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, I told, right, site reliability or operational readiness or operational acceptance. Okay. All of you understood what are the different types of non-functional testing? Here you are not verifying the functionality. For example, I'll tell you, you have to book a flight, right? Whether you are able to book a flight or not by after giving the source, destination, date and all, whether let's say you are searching for a flight, you are providing the source, destination, number of travelers and the date, then you search for a flight. If you are able to see the results or not, that is your functional testing. But how fast you are able to see that, right? How fast you are able to see the results, that is your non-functional. Do you understand, guys, the difference between functional and non-functional?
And we can also say that, like, after completing the functional testing, non-functional is come into the picture.
No, that was in waterfall model. The agile model does not allow you to do that. You can also start non-functional tests parallelly, in parallel, without waiting. Yes, definitely. There is a check or entry criteria that the application should be functionally stable. So you can do a quick sanity check, right? And then start the non-functional tests as well. Okay, so you don't have to wait till your application is completely built and your functional testing is done and then you start the non-functional testing. No, those days are gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, why actually I asked this question, because like whenever we are talking about the JMeter, so one thing come into our mind, like we need to load testing, so multiple users can test the same applications. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, but I didn't understand your last point. Like, how is that related to functional and non-functional?
No, I said, like, whenever we are talking about the JMeter, so JMeter is basically we have I heard about, like, whenever multiple users can access the site,
yeah, that
and we
is, so
need to test the load. So
yes, load, yes. So that is part of our performance testing, JMeter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So any other questions, anyone? All of you understood? So I think we are on time, guys, today. So we'll stop the session here today and we'll resume in the next session. Okay. Any queries, anyone? So we'll stop the session here today. I'll stop the recording now. If you have any queries, please feel free to ping in the WhatsApp group. All your queries will be responded. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks. Good night.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very good session. Thank you for sharing knowledge.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.